Hey, Buddhis, how are you?
I'm fine.
I remember you were telling me that, hey, JD, there's a lot of questions that I need to ask you. I'm going to give you this opportunity. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity for you to fire me with all the questions that you have got. I hope I will be able to get you all the answers that you want now.
Are you
Otherwise,
sure?
if you miss this opportunity, young man, this is the one and only. Okay.
Yeah.
So, because once I start rolling, I will be dealing with important people only. So there won't be any time for your small games when it comes to questioning. So fire me with your questions. I am ready for you. And by the way,
Yes.
did I tell you the name of this program?
No.
Okay, the name of the program is Untold Stories. Untold Stories, the long road to belonging. Okay. That's the name of the program. Yeah. So I'll be interviewing quite a number of people, getting to know their journeys and a lot of other things. So this is your platform. You may go ahead.
Okay. First question. When did you decide to come to South Africa?
Okay, when did I decide to come to South Africa?
Yeah.
It was in 2007. 2007. Oh, it was 2006. I decided to come to South Africa in 2006 when I met a beautiful lady.
So I'm still on the first question. When you came to South Africa, did you think a second thought to go back to Zimbabwe?
Not really. Not really.
That's the answer I'm looking
Only recently.
Yeah.
That you start entertaining the thoughts of returning.
Yeah, to go see family. Okay, second question. How did you get the resources to travel?
It was not easy. All right, let me narrate to you the whole story.
Yes.
Okay. Let me narrate the whole story, how this whole thing came about, and how I eventually decided to come here and ultimately coming this side. This is what happened. 2006, upon completing my studies and working and realizing that things were not really working out, you tend to think of a lot of things. How best can I get out of this situation? But so I'll tell you the name at a later stage. So what happened is I loved immediately when I saw that lady. I fell in love with that lady. Then I realized with my current circumstances, I'm not gonna make it in this relationship. This beautiful lady. In as much as I love her, in as much as I want her, if I don't come up with a plan, enhance my finances, get out of this situation that I'm in, then I am not going to be able to pay the lobolas. So if I happen to be south, okay. I didn't have anything, no passport, nothing. No passport, no finances, nothing. It was just a thought. I want to go and visit her at the time. And remember, we're talking about 2006. It was the most difficult time in Zim. It was not easy to get a passport. I had heard stories of people who had applied for passports and they were still waiting years and years later, but were not getting them because the passport offices didn't have the paper to print the passport. There was a lot of stories going on there.
Yes, sir.
So that was the situation, but somehow, I had to come up with a plan. So at the time I was working at the courts. And fortunately for me, I got assisted by someone as a civil servant to get my passport done. Okay.
So then,
yes.
So then, when you after you got your passport, so after you got your passport, what did you do to
But
get
now the
resources?
issue was on the finances. So I had to organize the finances, arrange the finances to come. And the other thing, I was employed and I had just been permanently appointed for position and I cheat. You see. So it was not an easy decision for me to make, kuti ndakusiya basa randava permanently employed, going into the territories that I had no idea what I was going to come across. It required a lot of faith. It required a lot of deep thinking. Do I really have to do this? So ultimately, I made the decision that regardless of disappointment, the future is not looking so good. The future is bleak. I don't see any hope. So I am going no matter what. That's what happened.
Okay.
Then I made the decision to go.
So when you made the decision to go, did you go? Were you able to come? Then
Yes, there was an uncle of mine. I thank him up until now. He was based in Cape Town. So I got hold of him and I told him, hey, I'm thinking of coming that side. So we had the discussion at some point before, but I had not really made up my mind. You see, but it was just a conversation that we talked about at some point. So when I eventually made the decision to come, I got hold of him. I told him, I want to come that side. So he said, no, it's fine. At first he said, no, just wait. Currently I'm not working. Things are a bit tough for me. Give me some time. Angada kuti vambotsvaga basa, maybe vambo stable, then vazokwanisa kuti ase kundiassistawo. Because remember, I didn't have money also for transport. I was hoping that vachaita se vanozonditegawo nani ngonoka chikamu chekuti maybe ndikaconnectawo kusvika pakati vozondibatsira kupfuurira mberi. You see. So yeah.
So when you came here, did you come with that lady that you said you liked, that you said you liked? So did you guys get along? Did you talk to her and stuff?
Yes, I told you that this is the decision that I'm making. If we are to be together in the future, we have got to make this sacrifice. Separate briefly. I'll go look for the money, then I'll come back and marry you. So she understood at the time. So I didn't come with her immediately. She stayed home, and then I came this side.
So you're saying that when you saw her, you thought about talking to her. So when you saw her, did you talk to her before you made the decisions to come?
No, when I made the decision to come already, we had dated, we had fallen in love. So I was now, preparing to go to the next stage of marrying. I wanted to marry. I decided that no, this woman I'm gonna marry. No matter what, I'm going to marry. So for me to be able to get the resources, I had to.
So when you saw her, you talked to her, then you guys started dating.
Yes.
And that's when she stayed home. Then you managed to get the money and the resources to be able to go to South Africa.
Yes. So here's the thing. I think at the time I wanted money to go to. Let me now get into the details of my journey. I'll try to be as brief as possible.
Yes.
So this is what happened now. I raised some funds, but my funds were only enough to get me to Johannesburg. And my uncle, the one that I referred to earlier on, was supposed to sponsor me now from Johannesburg to Cape Town.
Oh, yes.
So I got my money and then processed my ticket, got to Joburg. I was hoping to get to Joburg early, but unfortunately there were some delays along the way, so we got in Joburg very late. I didn't have anyone that I knew at the time in Johannesburg. I didn't have anywhere to go. I didn't have money to go to a B&B or a hotel or something like that where I could spend the night. So I had to spend the night at the bus station. Okay. With my bag and nothing else, no blanket or anything.
So those times were tough times.
It was really tough. It was on the, I think I left the Zim on 1 March of 2007. Yeah, if I remember correctly. And then we crossed over the 1st of April. Yeah. So like I said, there was no one that I knew. I spent the whole night. It was very cold that day. It was a very cold night, but I had no choice. Looked for some cardboard boxes. It was not easy to even get a cardboard box to sleep on because in Joburg everything gets paid for. I remember there was a time that I bumped against someone. We were just walking, passing each other, and then we bumped into each other. You know, I had to pay 10 rand to that guy for that incident. That's how bad it was for it. He was so angry, but I had to compensate him with the 10 rand for the matter to be settled. So I don't have nice memories when it comes to Joburg. So ultimately, I spent my night there because I did communicate with my uncle. I'm now in Joburg, but he said, no, there isn't much that I can do now. It's late. We'll have to sort out and organize everything tomorrow that I get the money to come decide. And at the time, it was not easy for someone to send you money. See? So the following day, he spoke to his guys that were based in Joburg at the time. One of the guys came, fetched me at the bus station where I was. And then he sent some money to one of them. To give the money to me so that I could go and proceed with my journey from Joburg to Cape Town. Yeah. So all that was done. Unfortunately, the money was not even enough for me to go and board the proper bus. I had to go and hiking. There was a hiking spot by the toll gate, engine garage by the toll gate, somewhere in Joburg there. So I was instructed, this is how you get to the toll gate. Remember, it's my first time in South Africa. I'm clueless. I have no idea what's happening around me. Everything just looks new. Everything just looks different if you're coming from that side and it's your first time. Okay. So here I am. Went into a taxi. Told them, guys, I need to go to engine garage because it was emphasized that I had to tell the driver that I need to go to engine garage and we are going to pass through the toll gate because I had to pay the toll gate fee for that journey because they were diverting the route for me. So there I go, paid my driver, and then I went to the engine garage. Unfortunately, I did not spend a lot of time at engine garage. I saw this truck that was coming to Cape Town. Then boom, talked to the driver, paid my, I think it was 150 rand, if I remember well at the time.
Yeah.
I can't remember the exact amount, but it was around about that much, 150 rand. So it was me, and then we picked another guy also along the way. So it was two of us in that truck. Yes, that was coming to Cape Town. It was a very, very long journey.
Sure, things were tough those times.
Yeah, a very long journey.
So
and ultimately, I got to Cape Town. And he told me, guys, I'm going to drop you off here. I have no idea, even up to now. I don't know where that guy dropped me. I have no idea. I just looked for the nearest shops and the nearest bus stop that I could find. Unfortunately, at the time, there were still some call boxes that you could go, put a 1 rand, then you make a phone call, get in touch with whoever I wanted to speak to. So I went to the nearest bus stop, and then I saw some what do you call it, some call boxes. And then I called my uncle, told him, I have no idea where I am. I said, no, for as long as you're at a bus terminal somewhere, it's okay. Just look for a taxi that is coming through Danone. Tell them you are going to Danone, then you board that taxi. So that's what I did. And then after some time, I was now in Danone.
Okay, so have you since for your whole lifetime in here, have you ever met your uncle during those rough days?
Yes, I did spend, I mean, he's the one who accommodated me when I came here. So, yeah, when I arrived, fortunately, soon after my arrival, I think he also had gotten a job. So he was training somewhere. So it was a positive for him. So at least he could also help me out. Since I was unemployed at the time, I didn't have any any financial means to sustain myself. Okay. Yeah. So no, we stayed together for a very long time with my uncle. It was not only him. It was we were living in a very small room. It was a very small room, and there were, I think it was more than 9 guys staying in that same room. And the fortunate thing is that the guys used to work shifts. So you would not see everyone at the same time. Because there's guys that used to work night shift, and then there's guys that would work during the day. So what would happen is the guys that were working night shift, when they are going to work at night, the guys that are working day shift will be coming back home. So there was no time when everyone would be at home at the same time. So you would not really see how many people were staying at the house. But for someone like me who was there 24/7, I would see the first group that would spend the day there, and then I would also spend the night with the other group that would be there during the course of the night. Yeah. So it was we had right now to days out from Matongo. That's how we refer to that place. But the landlord was such a nice guy. He didn't have any issues. He didn't have any problems. Some would argue that, hey guys, why are you staying so much? I mean, how come there's so many people staying in there? But he didn't have any issues every time. He was just staying there nicely, no issues. Yeah.
Okay. The third question: what gave birth to the idea of relocating to South Africa?
Right. I think I've already answered that one. What gave birth to the idea of coming here is the beautiful lady that I had met, and I wanted to make sure that I've got enough money to pay Lobola and build a life with that woman. Yeah. So according to the situation and circumstances at the time, I couldn't see any future for me. I had made sacrifices, went to school, blah blah blah, but all the avenues were plugged, were closed for me to earn a reasonable living.
Okay. So what did you do to get the money to make that for that lady that you left at Zim for her to come to South Africa and live with you?
Yeah, so it took me about 3 months before I could get a job. It was not easy, it was tough to get a job. So you get to a point where you begin to ask yourself, hey, did I make the right decision here? You walk around dropping off CVs, no luck. Okay. You do whatever it takes, no luck. 3 solid months, no job. And then eventually I managed to get a job somewhere. So yeah, from there on, uh, I could start planning now. Okay, because I knew I'd left someone at home and
Waiting.
he is waiting for me. See, so I had to now start planning on how the future was going to shape up.
So when you came, were you communicating with her, that you're telling her this has happened, I'm trying to find a job to get money for you to come in. So were you communicating with her?
Yes, we would communicate. It was not easy at the time. There was no these
Cell phones.
cell phones. You know, cell phones were there, but it was not an
Easy
easy
to
thing. Like you
communicate.
just go on WhatsApp, you start chatting to someone. Hi, how are you? How was your day today? Like you do guys today, making
Yeah.
video calls. Okay. Remember, I'm here in South Africa. I'm not working. I don't have a phone. So it was not easy. Okay. But I made an effort to try and stay in touch
You
with
never
my
go.
woman.
You never
Yes,
gave
I
up.
tried. I tried to make sure that I communicate with the lady. Every opportunity that I get, I would
You
try.
communicated with them.
I would walk it long distance, go and make phone calls by the telephone booth. If I get a 1 rand, 2 rand, 5 rand, I would go there, make a phone call. You see,
So did you get a timer?
a timer.
You have to like at the telephone place where you used to think. Did you get a timer according to how much money you paid?
No, you just put
R1.
your money in the 1 rand, 50 cents, whatever. So there were rates obviously that maybe 1 rand per minute or 50 cents per minute. So whatever amount you put in there, then you would get
The amount of
stock for that period. Yeah,
okay.
you
So
get stock for that period.
okay. So the fourth question. What were your expectations?
My expectation.
The expectations when you moved to South Africa.
Um, you know, there is this statement that the grass is always greener on the other side.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah,
The grass is always greener on
on
the
the
other
other
side.
side.
But it's not always the case that the grass is greener. I don't want to lie to you. There's a lot of challenges. Making a decision to relocate or migrate is not supposed to be an easy decision. It's only now that you get to understand, to look at it from hindsight, and you see, hey, I've lived almost, I think it's now 18 years. Yeah, it's just more than 18 years now being in South Africa. But there's a lot of challenges. So yes, I and sorry, Rangu, because for all this while that I've been here, I don't want to lie. There's a lot of things that I've managed to accomplish, but there's always a missing piece somewhere. You see, so but that's a discussion for another day. Because that on its own, that journey itself,
Long story.
it's a very long story on its own.
Okay,
It's a very long story.
we'll try to.
So we need just to dedicate, you know.
Okay, the fifth question. How did your family or friends react to your decision to move to South Africa?
Yeah, I do not want to lie because I do not really have much to say on that. For the simple reason that it's not something that I discuss with anyone that I'm going to go to South Africa. It's just a decision that I made. And soon after making the decision, I think I started being serious about coming to South Africa towards the end of 2006. And everything just was so quick. By March, I was already leaving Zim. You see. So I did not really have the opportunity to find out what are my relatives or my friends thinking about this whole thing. It's a decision that I just made for myself, and before people could give me their own opinions, boom, I was gone. Yeah, but it was a journey. It was a journey. The journey was not easy.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot that you go through. A lot that you go through. There's a lot of challenges. There's a lot of uncertainty. There's this void that is always there. That sense of belonging that is always lacking. Regardless of the fact that I've been in here for 18 years, you just
18.
lack. No, there's you don't feel like you belong. You see, you don't
In
feel
this
like you
area.
belong. There's always something that ultimately tells you
That kicks in.
something is missing. Something is missing. You understand?
Okay.
But I'm very grateful for all the achievements that I've done. I've managed to raise a very beautiful family. I'm sending my kids to school. Yes, now it's getting a bit difficult, but I've been taking care of parents, you see. So, it's all those small things that you kind of look at and they give you comfort.
Okay.
And there's a lot of people out there that I know have got similar journeys. Some actually have got difficult ones, much more complicated than my one. There's guys that came here, they didn't have anyone that they knew. It was just risk taking. I'm gonna go, I'm going. They don't know where they are going to be sleeping the next morning when they arrive there. They don't know who is gonna be helping them. So there's a lot of people with different tales when it comes to their journeys and their decisions. So yeah, hopefully I'll get more of those guys. They come in, they tell their stories as well, and then we get to understand that these stories must be told by someone at some point, so that people can understand that this monster called migration is not something that is very easy to make. People go through a lot. Yeah. So
Okay.
do you still have any other questions that you need to ask me?
Yes. The final and last question.
Yes.
The final question. How do you define home now, and what does belonging mean to you?
Right. Hey, that's a very, very difficult question. I think I partly answered it. But I'll try and make an attempt to answer it again.
Okay.
Right,
Okay.
we have got a situation now.
Yeah.
I've got 3 kids. 2 of my kids were born here in South Africa. The first one was born in Zim.
Mm-hmm.
So for these 2 kids of mine, the last 2 kids, this is the home that they know. You understand? And my wife is the lady that I ultimately, is that lady that I was talking about before.
Before, yeah.
Yes, I ultimately got married to that woman, and we had a nice wedding. So I say I'm grateful for the opportunity, because I managed to do all those things through the opportunities that I was getting this side. Yeah. So home is where your heart is. That's all I can say about that question. Belonging, we all belong somewhere. And it's a very tough question, because it's not an easy question. Yeah, it's not an easy question. So yes, there's that sense of belonging that you also get to ask yourself, where do I belong? Where do I belong? I want to tell you something. When we came, or when I came, I'm saying when we came because I've got a bunch of guys that also say the same thing. When I came here, you know what was my goal? or my desire.
What?
My desire was to work probably for a year at most. I work 1 year. I raise my 5,000 rand. Then I'll go back home and start a project. That was my goal. And it's not only me, a lot of guys. That was their desire. I just want to come here, look for the greener pastures, get my stuff in order, go back home and start my project. Okay. You know, when we were still young, when we came here, I want to tell you something. People never used to invest in property. If they did, they would invest in property and send it back home. Okay. We would sleep on, would take those crates. Crates, crates.
Yeah, no.
Take your crates, then probably get a bed, a mattress. You put a mattress on top of the crate. People never invested in proper beds, in proper property or furniture. You see, people never used to do that. Because in our minds, we were just telling ourselves we are here temporarily, get some money, we go back home. That was the idea. That was the goal. You see. So you'd get into someone's room, piles and piles of furniture wrapped. I'm gonna take this home. And we also joined the same train. When I came here, I would buy a lot of things. Guys, this is not for use. We wrap it up, put it somewhere, going back home. Because we were thinking that ultimately, after all this is done, we're gonna go back home and then start enjoying our life. So our furniture, our property, everything was supposed to be sent back home, wait for us there. But now the sad thing is, all that property that we sent back home is not there anymore. It was damaged. Some, in other people's cases, sold by relatives. You see. So it got to a point where people ultimately realized that no. My life is where I am. I have got to make sure that I enjoy my life. I've got to make sure that I sleep on a good bed. Then that mentality slowly started changing with people. And the other thing is, you would give yourself hope that no, maybe things will get better at home, But ultimately, or eventually, people realize that nothing is changing. Same old stories going on. It's getting tougher and tougher and tougher. Opportunities are shrinking by the day. So, what's the point? This is where I am. This is where my life is. I'm not getting any younger. I'm getting, older and older. So if I don't enjoy my life now, when do I intend to enjoy my life? So we changed the way we live. People have got now invested in houses. People have started companies. A lot is going on. People have realized that this is where my life is. So I've got to live my life up until something happens that makes me move. But like I said, it's been a very tough journey. I'll go into the nitty-gritties. There's a lot of information that is needed. That I know you need from me. I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you with time. Okay. I'll give it to you. There's specific situations that I'm going to narrate to you so that you understand exactly some of the things that we went through. There's a lot. It was a long journey. So yeah,
those are all the questions.
I'll give you another opportunity, and then we'll talk about certain things that are very specific
Yeah.
Okay. Like
Okay, those are the end of
seeking employment, the challenges that we're coming across when seeking employment, when we ultimately got the jobs, what were the challenges that we're facing in the working environment,
being
the language barriers.
specifying the stuff that you did to
Yeah.
get money.
Yeah, the language barriers, the cultural differences, and how it impacted our way of life. There's a lot, the changes that we had to go through to adapt. So, yeah, there's a lot of stories out there. I'll give you more stories. My own story. Also, give some their own.
Okay, so that's the end of the questions.
Alright, no, it's wonderful.
Thank you for having me.
No, I thank you for asking me, and I hope I've answered.
Now you answered me well. You gave me all the information.
That one. Alright, thank you guys. Bye.